Hey, everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers, presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening. Joining me today, it is Broad Street Hockey's own Kelly Hinkle. What's going on today, Hinks?
What up, homie?
Just still wrapping my mind around whatever the hell it is we watched last night.
We watched a hockey game. 9
third period goals, 6 for the Flyers.
Men's league ass
They
hockey
score 8 goals in the game.
Yeah.
We were saying before the show, you know, there's always hockey players, they never quit. They always compete.
Can't make them tank.
I have definitely thought I've seen Flyers teams quit in the past. And listen, we've seen like this Flyers team lose basically 9-0 twice in a week to the Rangers before.
They did do that, yeah.
But I don't know if I've ever seen a team quit like the Rangers have.
The Rangers want everybody fired, and they are working on it.
The Rangers and Bruins so clearly hate their entire organizations.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at the Bruins' little losing streak that got them to where they are now, and I think they've won a couple since then. But they lost 10 in a row, and we are no strangers to 10-game losing streaks.
No, it was the good old days.
We once saw this team lose 10 in a row, but like still make the playoffs because it was like, 4 or 5 of them were in overtime. You know, you still get a few points.
Yeah.
The Bruins on that 20-game losing streak got 10-game losing streak got 1 out of 20 points. 1 went to overtime. Like these were non-competitive games. Truly freaking amazing the way this season has gone for. Like the Bruins have been good for 2 decades, it feels like.
I never really expected them to be bad. I don't know what I was thinking. I never really thought they would be bad.
Charlie said it the other day, like one of the best internal cultures you look at for a while now. And it's, man, you know, you lose Bergeron, you lose Krejci, you lose Chara, you lose Tuukka Rask, like they traded Marchand this year. Eventually, you just run out of the leaders. Like, eventually, you're just out of dudes.
It really snuck up on me. Like, a month ago when I looked at the standings, I was like, wait, what's Boston doing down there?
All of a sudden, they're like below
happened?
Suddenly Buffalo ahead of both Philly and Boston.
Yeah.
And Boston is last place in the East. It's honestly impressive.
It is impressive. Good job, guys.
The Flyers win last night. The Rangers, they really want to keep that top 13 protected pick, I guess. They want to at least have the option to hold on to it. Before we get started with today's show, I want to tell you, hit that like button, damn it. Do it. We're at like 19 right now. Next time I look up, I want to see it at like 69.
Yeah, okay, thank you. We're on the same person.
A few announcements. Today is a mailbag show, if you didn't see the thumbnail. We're doing questions because, honestly, I have no idea what's left to talk about this team until the season ends. There's still 4 games left somehow, Kelly, but I just feel as if I'm just asking Charlie questions last night, and every one I'm like, I know we talked about this 3 times in the last 2 weeks, but that's the way it's going right now. So hit that like button for us. We're going to get to the mailbag. We're going to answer your questions because I'm out of topics. It's time for everyone else to come up with topics. Yeah, give us those thumbs up. But some house cleaning stuff. We have a start date for the 12 p.m. off-season start times. It is going to be Monday, April 28th is when we start at noon.
Sooner than you expected.
Monday, yes. I was thinking it would be like that first full week of May, but it's actually the final week of April.
Outstanding.
That we are starting the 12 p.m. Eastern starts for our off-season shows. It's going to go through like the beginning of training camp, I guess, because Charlie has to cover training camp, and that is typically in the afternoon.
It is.
So we'll probably be going back to 4 o'clock then, but until like August, mid-August maybe, I don't know. It is going to be noon start times, Monday to Friday, starting Monday, April 28th. All right, speaking of the offseason and the tank and all that, Kelly, our draft lottery party, want to make sure you all know about that, is our Diehards draft party lottery. You can go to allphly.com, RSVP, sign up. It is going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be holding it right here at the PHLY studio. Going to be doing a live reaction show for the draft lottery. It's going to be food and drinks, a lot of fun. Make sure you check it out. Do we have a date for that? No, because there is no date for the NHL Draft Lottery. We think it's going to be May 6th or 7th. That is the...
Could it not, though?
that is our guess, that it is May 6th or 7th. And then we'll see what happens from there. But Draft Lottery Party, allphly.com. If you're not a diehard, sign up. I bet you'll think it's worth it. All right. So we're going to start our mailbag, Kelly, but the first few questions are about goalies. Just want to ask you, after last night's pretty solid first 40 minutes by Aleksei Kolosov.
Sure.
What did you think of his return to the NHL?
I mean, it was fine. Like he had some good stops. Like he didn't look like a disaster. There were some moments where he did look a little shaky. There were a lot of moments where he got pretty hung out to dry by the team in front of him. And what did he end up with, like an 848 or something like that? Like
I think it was like 820 or something, 828.
He was that. You know what I mean? Like it was fine. Like he obviously didn't lose the game for them.
Yeah.
Because they won, but that was because the Rangers let them. But he gave up 5. That's usually not great.
That's a lot of goals.
Yeah, it's usually not great when your goalie gives up 5, but he wasn't a disaster.
No. It was what it was, I guess. I want to see more Kolosov because...
Why not?
Like, I think he played pretty well, especially through 40 minutes. And like you said, still gave up 5. And for a team whose hopes may rest on a draft lottery, not the worst thing in the world. And maybe he's good. Who knows? Maybe he ends up being good. He's clearly not good right now.
Do you think he's going to be back here next season? Like, is he going to go home and come back, or is he just going to stay there?
Man, that's kind of what I asked. I was talking to Charlie about. Like, his first year in North America, he's like, I'm good on the AHL. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And the Flyers basically appeased him.
They sure did.
Why would year 2 be different?
Right. Because now at this point, he's like, oh, if I just say I'm not going to play down there, they're going to keep me up here. So why would I not just say I'm not going down there? And then you can't go into next season with Harrison Coley. So like, you getting rid of Sam Harrison? Like, what are we doing here? Like, something's got to give.
And like, if you get rid of Harrison and your plan isn't to tank and it's not as if Harrison has been very good this year. He is their best goalie, but like, that's like,
well, somebody's got to be the best one, right?
Yeah.
The least worst.
I don't even know what a comparison to that would be like. Anyway, I can't see it. Like, if you were to get rid of, okay, Kolosov is your backup. That means you need to go get a 60-game starter to be your number one, unless their plan is to try to get McKenna, which I guess it could be. They've told us it isn't, but
you never know.
I mean, in this, they are going to draft like 5th this year, probably. So who knows? But let's start with the mailbag questions, and our first few are about netminders. We lead it off with Nick Hankins. He says, I know we need to address goaltending, but who is the realistic stopgap among the unrestricted free agents that you would sign? And when I look at the list of unrestricted free agents, there's a lot of like, I don't know, is this even an upgrade? Like, what's the point of this? Freddie Anderson, I think, is interesting on a short-term deal. The problem being, we want a steadying force, and the guy whose problem is he's always hurt.
Yeah,
I don't see how that helps like relieve Sam Harrison of his workload or keep Fedotov out of the net or any of the things that we're actually trying to solve. So like when he's in, he's good. Like this year, 914 save percentage. He has played 19 games. Not great.
Not great.
I think they have 2 realistic options.
Yeah.
Alex Lyon and Jake Allen.
Those seem to be the ones that make the most sense.
Jake Allen is 34. He put up a 911 save percentage this year. He's been good for the Devils. He's actually been kind of better than Markstrom for them.
Which is wild.
My thing with Jake Allen now is like he's 34, and I think he's earned himself like a 2 or 3 year deal. Like, that's the kind of season he's had. And I don't know, like, is that where you want to go? Like, Anton Forsberg has had a pretty good year in Ottawa.
So wait. How long would you want to sign one of these dudes for? 2
like
max,
2
right?
years, probably.
2, yeah.
If,
okay.
like, I guess if it takes 3, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Every contract should be 2 years. 2 years is the right answer.
Like Dan Vladar has had an okay year for Calgary, and if they're gonna just go with Dustin Wolf, like he'll probably be looking for a new home.
Probably.
There's options, but I think the 2 most realistic options are Alex Lyon and Jake Allen. And just in terms of your UFAs.
Those are the 2 that make the most sense to me. Alex Lyon is interesting because in my mind, he's younger than he is.
Yeah, he's like 31.
He's early 30s.
Alex Lyon is 32 years old.
Yeah, I guess he would take 2 years, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's putting up an 896 this year,
That's
so
true.
he's
Like,
a little below average.
Yeah, what are you asking for here?
It's not the Stolars thing like, oh, his numbers are great. He just doesn't stay healthy.
Right.
He's average. He's just average. But that's what, like, average for the Flyers would be a major upgrade. Again, if Fedotov and Ersson lead the way for the team, they're both at 881. Like, 896 is a tremendous upgrade for this team.
It just needs to be somebody who, because again, like, I don't know that winning games matters next year. Like, I don't think next year is the year when that really matters. But it needs to be somebody that I think can keep them in games well enough that, as you've said 100 times, we can evaluate everybody else.
No, that's he can't be the sole reason they're losing the way the goaltending was, especially in the first half of the season this year. Yes. And I said this to Charlie last night. You know, I was a Tortorella supporter for the most part, but it started to get to the point of, can we do this to the boys again next year? Like, can we ask them to go out and work their asses off for really no payoff? I guess maybe next year they make some ads. They get a goalie. They could be on the bubble of the playoffs. You get in, you don't. Who knows? But like for really no actual payoff, I think it's the same thing with goaltending. As much as a lot of people would probably be like, screw it, we need to tank for McKenna. Like, yeah, that would help. It would certainly help to be in that lottery running. Maybe you win it. But I just don't know if you can do it to like the veterans on this team. Like, oh yeah, Sanheim, you're going to play 27 minutes in front of a goalie who's not going to stop 89% of the shots. No. But I don't know if you can do that to the guy. It's kind of just mean.
It is kind of mean.
Spirited.
Yeah, it's not nice.
No. So
Thank you for your service, Travis Sanheim.
Yes, that's. So I don't know, like what. I'm really interested to see how they handle the goaltending because it's going to tell us how they're going to do everything else.
That's true.
Like, does next year actually matter? Because I said to Charlie last night, I don't see a world in which Fedotov is back. Like, I think it's more likely Kolosov is the backup than Fedotov, just because like he's 29. What's the point? You know?
Also, it feels almost like it kind of feels like the Masterton thing is like, thanks, bud.
Thanks for your service.
Maybe you'll get this on your way out the door.
Yeah.
And of course, the bucket of money that
if they waive him, he would make it through waivers. Like, that's not a concern.
Yeah, I wonder if he would be willing to
and then
be in Allentown.
Go to the AHL. You're on an NHL deal. You don't lose any money.
No.
You're getting your whole 3.6 or whatever the hell they're paying him.
There's got to be like a bougie apartment building in Allentown that you can live in. Like a nice high rise or something.
There has to be.
Big windows.
Just go to Brew Daddy. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, we liked it there.
All right. That's the UFA. The next goalie question, I think, is a little more interesting from, I'm going to say zerplx.
Feels right.
Do you think the Flyers should sign a goalie or trade for a goalie? When you look at the goalie free agent market, the only goalies worth signing are Allen or Lyon, but I wouldn't want to sign them for more than 2 years. While you could buy low and trade for a goalie like Gibson or Korpisalo.
Okay, so here's my problem with this scenario presented in this question. Both of those goalies stink. We have a bunch of stinky goalies. I don't need any more of those.
John Gibson is having an okay bounce back year for Anaheim.
I feel like he's
like
washed.
He's not Lucas Dostal, who like wins them games a lot.
Yeah.
He's only made 28 starts this year. He's not their number one guy.
No.
But he has bounced back. Like, yes, the last few years we've seen him really like go in the tank. From 1920 to 22, he put up a 904. It was down, but like, okay, he's still in the 900s. And then the last 2 seasons, he goes 899 and then 888. It's like, oh, this is going poorly. He has a 911 with a 277 this year. It's pretty good. Like, when league average is 900, 901, like, he's doing okay for them. He's got 2 more years on his contract. If you trade for him, he's 2 more seasons at it's 6 something, I believe.
Right.
I don't love the number.
No.
If you could get Anaheim to cover some of the salary without like giving up a ton of assets, I would be okay with Gibson. Yeah, this year and 2 more at 6.4.
I'll do you the favor of taking on John Gibson's contract if you give us Zegras for like nothing.
All right. Like if you were to get Gibson, take on his 6.4 for the next 2 seasons, and then have them throw something else in. Like, okay, I could live with that.
My thing is like, okay, so if you give up assets to get Gibson at 6, like, why would that be better than just signing Alex Lyon for like 3 or 4? You know what I mean? Like, he's not, like, was he better? Yeah, he was 100 years ago. I'm willing to bet that what we've seen over the past 2 seasons is probably more likely what we're going to get than what we've seen this season.
Oh,
like, this
yes.
feels like an aberration. So, like, now you're giving up an asset. You're bringing in a guy that's making a ton of money, and he's probably not going to be better than one of those 2 guys that you could have just gotten in the UFA market for free.
It would be,
I don't know.
Like if they were to go get John Gibson, I would need either Anaheim to cover a ton, or we give up nothing, and it's like you actually have to give us something for us to take on this 6.4.
Like a ghost situation. Like you're going to pay us to take on John Gibson.
But in that case, sure. The Ducks appear to have a ton of cap space.
Of course they do. They're terrible.
Yeah, they stink. They have a ton of cap space, and with the cap going up, it's like, do we really even need to do that?
They don't need to dump salary at all. I'm just saying, if you want us to take it, you're going to have to make me take it. We need
Gibson seems to really want out.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
Because he's been on.
It seems like everyone wants out of Anaheim.
He's been on the trade block for my, I don't know, entire career, it seems.
It does.
And it just never goes anywhere. And this year it sounded like, oh, yeah, his no trade list, he doesn't even care. Like, just get him the hell out of there. But then, of course, he gets hurt. And it's like, well, who's trading for an injured goalie who hasn't been very good for the most of the last, 5 years? So we'll see. I wouldn't hate the idea of Gibson depending on
the cost.
Yeah, just depending on what it takes to get the deal done.
Yeah, we're gonna have a second or something, whatever. But I don't want to give up anything of value for him.
Eunice Corpusalo, he's just not very good.
He's not good.
He's just not good. So maybe there. Let's get in this one last goalie question before the ad break from Boba Fat 31. Says, I think we know Fedotov isn't the goalie for us. Would Kolosov benefit from a full year of coaching / development from Kim Dillabaugh? Or do we go out and get a goalie? I think they definitely go get a goalie. Oh, yeah. Really, the question is, yes, obviously, I think he could benefit from learning to play the game in North America.
Yes.
That said, the KHL seems to develop some pretty good goalies.
They sure do.
And I don't know if the Flyers can, and I don't know if Kim Dillabaugh is great at this.
I don't remember who asked this question, but we talked about this pretty recently.
A couple weeks ago, I think.
It is kind of a question, what evidence do we have that Kim Dillabaugh is a good goalie coach outside of people like him in the organization, and he stays here, so it must be good. I feel like Carter Hart was the one that you pointed at, but did he do anything, or was Carter Hart just good? And
he was,
because since then there hasn't been anybody that has gotten better.
And Carter Hart, I think prior to the situation that unfolded with him, he was good. He was a number 1 goalie for sure. Was he a franchise guy living up to, he's the next Carey Price? Maybe that was never in him and he was overrated.
Yeah.
But I can't say we saw him live up to what we were told his potential was. He was a number 1, but he wasn't, we build the franchise around this guy. It was if you put him on a good team, I bet that team wouldn't be any worse. If you gave him to Colorado, Colorado would have just as much chance to win a cup. It wouldn't go down. Maybe it goes up some because he's better than, your average, whatever the hell they had, the last few years.
Right.
They gave up on both of their goalies a few months into the season this year. If you gave them Carter Hart, he They're a good team.
Yeah.
But is he... Oh, yeah. You look at Winnipeg. They could win the President's Trophy. Without Connor Hellebuck, I think they are a tier 2 team.
Yeah.
He's not that.
No.
But we kind of thought he would be.
You're
It's
right.
like, did Dillabaugh... There's no way to tell because there's no alternate world where we see what happens without him.
But we can say there's no evidence that Dillabaugh has ever made a goalie better.
Here? No.
No.
I haven't seen it happen.
I don't know why we're all so married to him. And I guess like
just seems like they kind of have their guy.
If you is he part of the coaching staff that like if you fire and you bring in a new guy that wants to bring in all their guys, like does that include the goalie coach? Because I feel like he's stayed in through several.
He's one of the guys who's kind of hung around for a while,
right?
Through coaching staff. So maybe
got a lot of questions.
Maybe a new coach has someone he just likes more, you know.
Maybe.
And I think it can benefit players to have more than one like coach. Kind of
probably
the way. Every head coach, their message, oh yeah, like he's a good coach. It's just, you know, message. They're not listening to it anymore. Maybe like Sam Ersson now on year 2, he got that call up a couple of years, like his 3rd year in the organization. Maybe he's done listening to Kim Dillabaugh. Like who knows? It's an interesting. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if Kolosov goes back to the K. And we go, call us when you're ready. If you never want to come back, so be it. We have your rights in perpetuity. Like, I don't think it's the end of the world.
I don't think so either.
And also, if they trade him, see you, bro. All right.
We all know who we're waiting for.
Yes. And Bjarnason is joining the organization as well. And I liked what I saw out of him in training camp. All right. Let's take a quick second to tell you about a couple of our sponsors. Gotta lead it off with Game Time. That's right. And Game Time's newest feature, it is Game Time Picks, their curation service, their newest feature that, you know, filters out the fluff. So you only see the best deals on the best tickets, best seats in the house, best prices on them. It's always at Game Time. Game Time, I've been telling you for like 2 years now, the absolute best secondary ticket marketplace on the whole internet. And it's because of, you know, the curation that Game Time Picks provides for you. And also just the total lack of surprises that you get at Game Time in terms of the pricing with the all-in pricing and the seat views. When you get to the venue, boom, you know where you're going to be sitting and what it's going to look like. There will be no disappointment because you've already seen it. And they have the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Listen, Flyers only have a couple of games left, but hey, maybe you want to see some actual playoff hockey? Take that trip up to Allentown. See our next head coach, Anne LaPerriere, in action as he leads the Phantoms to the Calder Cup. Who knows? I just did that for Kelly. But whatever your event, it might be sports, it might be comedy, music, theater, whatever it is, use Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code PHLY for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's Game Time. And while we're here, got to tell you about Rothman Orthopedics. That's right. Let's talk about getting back to what you love. Whether you've suffered an injury from sports, whatever it is, you're just aging a little bit. You're not quite doing as much of what you love because there's just some pain involved. There's an injury. There's something holding you back. Well, whether it's pain from playing your favorite sport, an old injury, or just that age catching up to you, Rothman's team of experts is here to help with evidence-based care and a mission to restore your mobility. They'll get you back on your feet and back to doing what you love. Don't let pain hold you back. Visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY to schedule your appointment today and get back to being your best self. Rothman Orthopedics, where getting you back to your game is their mission. All right, let's hit our first fun question of the day.
Yeah, can I stop? Why aren't there more fun questions? You guys, honestly, Bill asked you to do his job for him.
Yeah, come on.
And all we want is fun. And you guys are in with like who would you put on Noah Cates' left wing if you were the coach of the Flyers? Like, ask us fun things. Like Thomas did.
Yeah, Thomas is listen, speaking
Thomas.
of doing my work for me, guys, we're only at 61 likes.
Come on.
Come on. We're almost halfway through the show here. Get us up. Get
Not
us some
even
more likes
69,
here. Not
honestly.
even 69 at 425. This is a major disappointment, everybody. All right.
Fell down.
Thomas from Broad Street Hockey at sludgewilliams. He
love
says, let's say the WHA is back. Some billionaire decided to invest in a new hockey league. Philadelphia now has a second team. Give me what their name should be, logo should look like, and their jersey design.
God, that's so much to consider.
It is. It is. Because it's the WHA.
Yeah.
I think you have to start with Philadelphia Blazers as a legit option.
Okay.
Because their stuff is so cool.
It is cool.
The yellow and red, and it's just like, it's so out there. Because I want, if a new league is starting, I want it to be like those bombastic jerseys and like to look different.
Yeah.
Like more yellow, more green,
90s
more blue.
NHL. Yeah.
Stuff that isn't in the NHL. Like there's no green, there's no blue, there's no purple, like there's no yellow. I want those things to be like the driving force of like WHA marketing. Like it just looks different. So I think you have to start with the Blazers because like yellow and red, that's pretty wild, especially like primary yellow.
I like that too, also because you obviously can't do orange.
Yes.
You can't do orange, but yellow and red, orange adjacent.
Yes.
Like it ties in with the other team in the city. Resurrecting the old team does seem like the move. That said, what do you put? Are you just redoing the old jerseys?
If I was that, I would definitely start with
Yeah. I feel like that's too easy.
It is too easy. No, it's a cop-out answer, but I think it's what we have to start with. I said I want some purple.
We could just
consider
go
some
like
Phantom
old school
stuff.
Phantoms.
Yes.
Yeah, because the old school Phantom stuff was so good.
Old school Phantom stuff, and when it comes to like the marketing, again, like logo, whatever. All right, maybe you can't rip off their logo, but
We could bring back Flex.
Well, what if Flex comes back?
We could bring back Flex.
What if suddenly Flex is in play here, and that's an option? Or
who holds the trademark on Philadelphia Phantoms?
Like, because the Flyers don't own the
Comcast
Phantoms
got a lot of
anymore.
money.
Like Comcast doesn't own the
No.
Phantoms anymore. I don't know how it works. Like,
Me
does that
neither.
carry over? Is that part of the intellectual property?
Probably.
Like, if the Phantoms in Allentown want to have a throwback night, do they own Flex?
Well, I mean, they kept the logo.
Yeah.
I doubt they own Flex specifically, but I'm sure they own the logo and the name, so that's problematic. But maybe we could do something adjacent, and then you still bring back Flex because Flex was the best.
I think another jersey option. I don't know what colors I would go with, but the fake Winter Classic, the Quakers jerseys, because I've always just loved those, and I don't think the Flyers will ever have a non-flying P crest jersey,
which, in my opinion,
which I understand. Like I both love that it will never be that, and also kind of yearn to see something different. But I do appreciate the tradition of just this.
Yeah.
But if that's on the table, like okay, they're never going to use that Quakers design. Well, the new WHA team could.
True. Couldn't be orange though.
Couldn't be orange.
It could be purple.
It could be.
What other colors are never used? Dallas is green.
Yeah.
You could go like, but not like Hartford green. Like we could do Whalers colors.
I was thinking maybe you go like maybe you go hard with the like. Oh, we're gonna be Kelly green.
What
like,
if
we're
bring
going
back
to be
the
Eagles
Nordiques?
colors?
The Philadelphia Nordiques. That logo
like,
rocks.
Like the red, white, and blue that they kind of had. Like it's a different. It's almost a little Phillies, a little Sixers, so it kind of ties in. That wouldn't be bad.
Would be neat. Yeah.
I would want, if it's not going to be Blazers as a team name, maybe it can't be Phantoms, although I think that would be cool.
That would be the best one.
I would want to lean into like something real cliche.
The Bullies.
Like, like the Bullies or the cheesesteaks or something like real ridiculous.
The Philadelphia soft pretzels.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Wawa. Like that would be.
The goose. The goose could be the
goose
logo.
would make a pretty great logo.
It's kind of a cool bird.
It's. I mean, listen, we're looking for corporate ownership here. We know how well
I
the Ducks
assume
marketing
the
went.
Wawa family has $1 billion. So if they could,
I mean,
if
like,
anybody
what is a
could do it.
WHA team really going to cost to buy in? Like the NHL can
$10.
barely keep itself
Yeah.
afloat here. Like we're going to have a whole new hockey league. We can barely support the one we have.
Come on.
This WHA team can't possibly cost all that much. So that was our question there from Thomas.
It's a great question,
It is.
Thomas.
I would love to see some people's like designs for what a new Philadelphia team would look like. So hit us up on Twitter. Maybe
That would be neat.
Maybe I'll retweet them or something. All right, a couple here from JHockeyFan. His first one: why isn't the Flyers power play set up to get Forster more of a one-timer clap? We know his shot is elite. Curious as to why they don't run it that
Very
way.
easy answer to this question because the guy running it doesn't know what he's
Doesn't
doing.
know what he's doing. I don't know what
Because it's poorly coached.
I don't know what the Flyer strategy is
They
on the
don't
power
have one.
play, but it is a fair question. Now that said,
Yeah.
I was talking to Charlie about this the other day and just the like controversy, I guess, of like, moving Michkov to the left side rather than the right side.
Right.
And like, yes, in Russia, ton of success over on that right wall. And early in the season, he was very good here doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that I remember the conversation about moving Giroux over to left wing. And it's like, well, he's kind of always been a left winger, even though he's one, a center, and two, right-handed.
Yeah.
Because he ran the power play from that left wall. And he's so confident and so skilled on his backhand that he's more than capable of making plays on that side if he has to on his backhand. While I think Michkov can get there, I haven't seen him be great on his backhand on that wall a ton this year. Like, I've seen him fumble a lot of pucks.
Yeah.
I've seen him turn pucks over on that side. And listen, he's 20. I'm not expecting him to be the best power play guy in the world, but mix that with, all right, then you would have Forster on that far side. I like it.
Yeah.
But again, I just don't know if he as a righty on that left side has the ability to handle the puck and make plays on his backhand as much as you would need. Like the Flyers had Giroux and Voracek on their offsides, both one-time options, both excellent puck handlers and passers.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can say that about either of those guys in that situation right yet. I definitely think Michkov can be. I don't know about Forster, but
It's a very good point.
you have to figure out a way to get this dude more shots because his shot is awesome when he can get it off.
The wrister or whatever he scored on last night was just like what?
It seems to, when he does that one release specifically,
Yeah.
it seems to just go like
They don't know what to do
cartoons
with
sneak
it.
up on them. Like they jump back. Like it's
It's
Fulton
so
Reed.
good.
Like it's Fulton Reed taking the shot. They're just like, oh my God, what happened? It's by me.
I mean, I guess like your points are good ones, but like also I don't know why you wouldn't just try it.
Oh, that's in terms
That's
of a
what drives me crazy is that it's so bad. And there are obviously like some options that might exist and we simply do not try them.
like all of my points against it said, at least having a plan is better than whatever the hell they're doing.
Right.
Like even if it's, these guys aren't really perfect for that, at least not yet. Try it anyway. Who cares? What's it going to get worse?
Yeah.
Well, it can't be.
No, it can't be. It
simply
literally
can't be worse. There's nothing they could do to make this power play worse. Like
No.
blindfold guys? I don't know. It's definitely a good question, Jay Hockey. Like, why isn't it? Because Rocky doesn't know what he's doing. Like that's clear.
Yes.
You should see his presentation. I would like to see it.
He was very nice
Do
to
it.
Charlie and I.
Make the presentation to us.
Nice face.
I would love to see it. All right, and
Honestly.
our next question also from Jay. Do you want the Flyers to use any of their 4 second-round picks to trade back up to get another first, stay in place and pick, or trade for NHLers who help now?
I mean, all of those options
Yeah,
I think are good in like it all depends on what's happening, like what's out there for Danny to do.
With 3 firsts and 4 seconds, I would like a mix of all of that. I would love to
Yeah.
see them
One of each of
combine
those
one
things
of the
would be good.
seconds with
Yeah.
one of the firsts to move up into like, again, probably not the top 10.
No.
But to move into the top 15 or 20.
Right.
I would love to see them package one of the firsts with the other firsts and something else to get you one of these many, many things you need because this team desperately lacks talent.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I trust them to just draft a bunch of guys. Also, you can't make 7 picks in the first 2 rounds. Like,
it seems like a silly thing to do.
The number of people who would be on the ice at like development camp and all that stuff. Excuse me. Like, I was trying to swallow it and it was just not going down. I was like, come on. You can just get it to go away. No, it had to get out apparently. But this doesn't happen in a lecture hall. The size of the ice is the size of the ice.
Right.
You can't have 90 people out there.
No, and also like, I don't know, like Charlie keeps telling us that like after 6, the draft is garbage. So like, why make all these picks? Do something else with them.
So yeah, I would love to see a combination of all this stuff.
Yeah.
That said, I would love 2 cracks at the first round and in the top 20. I would absolutely love that.
I mean, I wouldn't trade any of the firsts unless we're trading them for a dude.
Yeah.
That's going to help now. But I would absolutely package one with some of the seconds to, like, as you said, move up maybe. Especially if there's like a guy in particular that they think might be able to do something. But yeah, it's definitely time to start thinking about getting guys and not picks. So if that opportunity presents itself, I'm sure they're going to be doing it.
And it's just, there's so many spots seemingly already filled. It's okay. So then we're going to hold on to Owen Tippett for 3 more years. And then one of these guys finally develops and we can replace him. And like, I want guys for now so that we can trade some of these other dudes that we have to fill the holes. Because you know what we don't need is 7 right wingers. Yeah, yes, we're cross-training some of these guys in the left wing, but end of the day, we need some centers. We need some top 4 defensemen. We need a left winger or 2. You can't hold on to all of these assets. So a mix of everything here, Jay. From Jake Haight, I believe this is another draft question. Do you think the Flyers trade some of their first, second round picks for next year's draft since this draft is perceived not as deep? Haven't really heard anybody talk about that, but Danny did that last year. And that's the thing. Last year we were told, next year's much deeper. So you're going to want all these picks next year. And now suddenly, actually, it's not.
It stinks.
Like, I just, no one knows anything.
No.
Yes, there are people who are pretty good at this. But
they know some stuff.
Honestly.
But like all of those people were the ones saying that this year's draft was better than last year's draft. And so like nobody really, you can't really predict what a 15-year-old is going to be doing in the next year. They're children. So like things can change very quickly. And that seems to be what happened with this draft. Would it be, it would probably be a good idea for them to do that because now we're being told that next year's draft is better than this one. That's so weird how that keeps happening. But
I always go back to 2017.
Yeah. You got to wonder though, like if everyone's saying now that this draft stinks and next year is going to be better, who are the guys that are trading next year's picks for this year's picks? You know what I mean? Unless there's somebody that a team like specifically wants in this draft, I think you'll probably have a hard time doing that.
And there's always a lot of scouts like not with a team saying this stuff that I don't think it's all a conspiracy. But when I start to hear the same things from like NHL insiders, like someone on a team is telling them this, and maybe they're just being truthful. Also, what if a team at like 14 really wants somebody at 7? It's like, oh, well, this draft stinks anyway. And like that becomes common consensus. Like, I don't know. I
don't know either.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yes. And
I'm not going to pretend I know.
Yes. And like you said, there's no way, I don't know, 2 years from now. Like I think it was a Berkey on Marek's show, maybe, because he's on every Friday. He was telling a story about like the furthest in the future like pick he ever traded away or something. And he like gets home from work that day and his wife is like, you realize you just traded like a 12-year-old? Yeah. Like the person you just traded right now is 12 years old.
I like that his wife is paying attention to his trades. That makes me happy. Yeah. I like to imagine that all of the wives of these dorks are busting their balls when they get home from work. You did what?
What?
You sat him for 30 minutes, John? What were you doing? That would be really funny.
No, she can't possibly pay attention.
Why would she?
Like, no. And if I was John, I'd be like, I don't want you watching the games.
Yeah,
you
don't need to know this version of me, dear.
I am mad enough all the time. It wouldn't be good for our relationship. All right. Seth Pumilia says, if the Flyers acquire a 1C and a top center prospect in this draft, their center depth suddenly changes drastically. Who are your 4 centers going into next season? Who are the odd men out? It's an interesting question.
It is an interesting question.
Because right now, at least, like, I'm counting on Luchenko being here, but that could very well not be the case. Like, if he was a couple, a month younger, he'd be in this draft.
Yeah.
You know? So,
it'll be surprising to me. But then again, like, it was Torts that wanted him here, right? So, like, if it's Shaw, maybe that carries over. But if it's a different guy altogether, he might not like what he sees from Luchenko in training camp. So like that.
So I think a lot hinges on, is Luchenko gonna be here? Yeah. You know, and I think that, like you said, that change, the probability of that changes now with Tortorella gone.
Yeah.
You know, it was, even if he's not great in camp, well, he just had a not awesome camp. He was fine. But Tortorella's like, screw it, I need centers. He plays center. You're on the team. So that was a thing. Now that guy isn't here anymore. So it changes a little bit at least.
But also, like, Luchenko, he wasn't great in the NHL, but he hung in way better than a 17-year-old ought to.
Oh, he was fine.
So that, I mean, like, based off of that, I'm assuming that he's going to make the team out of camp, but it's definitely not a guarantee. You're right, especially since the AHL would be an option for him this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How old is he?
He'll be.
Is he? I don't, because he's very young.
He's 18. No, he can't play in the AHL.
Okay, so he.
I was thinking
I don't know if they would want to send him back to juniors again. Like, what else are you going to do there?
Yeah, it's just kind of what's the point?
I hate that stupid rule so much. It's so dumb.
There should be like a first round pick exception or something. But that said, like, that would probably really kill the interest in the CHL.
Right,
all of our good players.
All the good players.
Thanks.
Can't come
all
back.
The guys going to the show that people want to pay to see. Yeah. We're not going to allow that. We're already letting them go to college now. That's going to kill us.
So can I derail?
So the odd guy's out.
Yeah.
So here would be the centers. So if the Flyers use one of their top picks for a center.
So we've got fictional 1C.
Yes.
Who we assume is good.
And they acquire a center.
I would imagine.
Like, the guy they draft probably ain't going to be on the team.
Like, whoever if they're drafting a top C prospect this draft, unless it's my understanding that Misa is like the only guy that might be able to jump right in just because he's big. I would imagine that none of the other guys are going to jump in next year.
Yeah.
So like if we end up with like Hankins or whatever, he's probably not making the team next year. If they win the lottery and somehow end up with Misa, like maybe he would make the team. But I don't even think that's a guarantee. So like, I don't know if that guy would be here. So he might just not be part of the equation anyway. And I'm for realism purposes, we should probably just assume we're not getting Michael Misa because that requires a lot of balls to drop properly. So I'm guessing like that top C prospect in this draft is like out of the equation as far as who's your top 4 centers going into next season.
Let's say they go out and get one of the center, like it's Rossi or it's Velarde or someone like that.
Yeah.
And then you have that guy, you have Luchenko maybe, you have Couturier, you have Cates, you have Paling.
Yeah.
I think the Cates problem kind of solves itself because he can play wing.
I think so too.
So really, I don't know if there's an odd man out other than
unless you really don't want to play Cates at wing for some reason, but that seems dumb.
And you can send Luchenko back. Like, that's the other thing is I don't love the idea, but you can send him back to juniors if the space is really an issue. Like, you went out and got another NHL guy. I know a lot of people are going to want us to say it's Couturier, but it's simply not going to be.
It's not going to be Couturier. So, like, give up that dream. Also, if what we saw from Couturier this year holds, he will be a very fine 3C. Not at all worried about that at all. Can I ask a question that's like sort of related to this question, but is not on this paper that we're looking at?
Sure.
So I saw Charlie's friend Kevin Kurz tweet a thing today about like, why are people still asking for Elias Pettersson? He's been bad since they hired Rick Tocchet, really. Well, I don't understand why people still want him. Like, don't you think like the only way out of this little conundrum we find ourselves in is like you have to be taking flyers on guys that aren't guaranteed?
You have to hit a home
like,
run, yeah.
No one's trading a guaranteed 1C.
That's like, yes, the Jack Eichel thing really worked out.
One time. It was a very strange situation.
It's because he had a neck surgery.
Yeah, does anyone else need neck surgery?
That Buffalo wouldn't let him get. Like, it's going to be, whether it's because of injury or whatever's going on with Pettersson, like, it's going to be someone like that if it's a trade for a name guy.
Right.
If it's like an offer sheet for a younger guy who hasn't,
different.
But it's still going to be like someone who hasn't totally broken out yet. Like it's someone we're expecting to be a 100-point player who is a 60-point player.
Yes.
Like it's going to be a risk no matter what.
Right.
And
it just seems like
maybe I'm not as high as I was on Pettersson, but also maybe that means we can get him for way less than we thought it would take to get him.
Like, you're not trading for peak Elias Pettersson. So, like, it's not going to cost as much as it would have, like, 3 years ago.
Yeah, the 100-point season is a few years behind us now.
Yeah. So, like, but, like, and it's not like that was, like, oh, how did this guy score 100 points? Like, he was expected to be that good. So, it's not, like, a crazy idea that, like, if he gets out of a situation that he clearly really dislikes being in, he could be that good again. I don't know. It just seems like an obvious thing to me that like any trade for a center is going to be a guy with a problem because otherwise he's not getting traded.
Yeah, it's going to be something like that.
Yeah.
If at the very least, like someone who just wants out, who's like, I hate it here, get me out of here. Why wouldn't he do that on his next team? Guys do that all the time. All right, let's take another quick break to tell you about a couple of our sponsors. Starting things out here with Lucy Nicotine. That's right, 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. Lucy comes in pouches and breakers. Breakers are nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken open to release extra flavor and hydration. I'm more of just a regular pouch guy. I've started out with the 4s. The 4s weren't really doing it for me. I went to the 8, and that's the best thing I think about Lucy is such a wide variety of flavors and such a wide variety of dosages. 4, 8, and even 12 milligram nicotine pouches. Something for any kind of user, whether it's you're a little lighter or you are very heavy into the product. They have something for you. I am still on wintergreen. I like their espresso a lot. The apple ice is really surprisingly delicious, but whatever you go with, you have to set yourself up with a subscription and have Lucy delivered straight to your door today. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/PHLY and use promo code PHLY to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co/PHLY and use code PHLY to get 20% off. And here comes that fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Now it's time to tell you about our presenting sponsor each and every day here at PHLY Flyers. It's our friends at Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I've been placing all my bets this season at the Bet365 Sportsbook, and it's because of all of their innovations, whether it's the early payouts or the almost 800,000 live stream events each year, or the 78 different sports that they have to bet on. I am a big fan of Bet365. I think you'll love it too. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And now we have breaking news from Bet365. New customers now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you got to do is sign up. Use the code PHLY365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, total, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in PA. If you or somebody who knows a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, time for a few more questions here, and I think we are going to do a spin and some super chats today. So let's get to MST's question. Are you as bummed as I that Cutter is finishing the season on fire, or can we assume that this is the Morgan Frost no-pressure version that won't be there in, say, November, December? I can't say that because he's a rookie.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Like, it was a few years, and after several attempts to turn Morgan Frost into something that we kind of came to that conclusion. I can't say I'm bummed because I didn't think he was going to be a bust.
Nah,
I still am not sure of what his ceiling is, and goal scorers are streaky. Mm-hmm. He's on a good streak right now. A couple of weeks ago, he had 12 goals. Now he has 19.
Yeah, here's the thing. He's probably going to be a pretty good hockey player. That said, we can still hate him loudly. Like, there's no reason we can't do both of those things. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out next year if he's going to be the kind of player that only does well in garbage time, because we only have this year to look at.
And Anaheim is just playing okay as a team down the stretch here.
Yeah.
I don't think they're eliminated yet.
How could they not be?
They are. Yeah, they are. They are. Okay. So is Vancouver. I did not see Vancouver had been eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. All right. All right. Well, let's get to this next Nick Hankins question. If Tocchet is the coach, would that pretty much mean we are out on Elias Pettersson? Yeah, right.
I would think so.
Like, I don't know why you would want to pair those two. Like, if you got Pettersson and then, oh yeah, Tocchet is available, I don't know why you'd be like, oh, this will work. And if you already, like, Tocchet is our guy, we're hiring him no matter what.
Then you cannot
Pettersson's not on your list.
No, because the timeline of Pettersson turning to dust lines up with hiring Rick Tocchet. So, like, seems like they don't really work well together. So I don't think that's going to work, which is why we shouldn't be hiring any coach. I feel strongly we shouldn't be hiring any coach that has like a proven track record of not getting along with really good hockey players. Like, I don't care what the reason is or what the backstory is, but like, we know Rick Tocchet and a guy that is capable of scoring 100 points don't get along. No, like, okay, no, because like, what if he doesn't get along with Michkov? Are we firing a coach in 2 years again because he doesn't get along with Michkov? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't want any disagreeable types of guys. I don't want any disagreeable guys. Like, let's just, like, why just avoid the pitfalls before they happen? We don't need to hire Rick Tocchet. There are other dudes.
Let's hire like a real players coach and see if it goes wrong.
That's what I'm just doing.
Like, what if we just hire Bruce Boudreau and go,
what if
maybe it'll work?
What if the players like the coach and also listen to him? Like, I don't understand why those two things can't happen at the same time. Like, they think the coach is nice and they like working for him, and also they do what he says on the ice. Like, I don't, like, why are those two things opposed with each other? It does seem
to work in like other sports and every other line of work.
Yes.
It's like, I like my boss, so
better.
I want to stay there and I work hard for him.
Right.
For some reason in hockey, it does seem as if everyone thinks you need a taskmaster.
I think that's a fake story that like people like us put out there, and then like every hockey fan, for some reason, their dad must have yelled at them a lot. So like they really identify with the idea of like, if you love me, then you must be yelling at me all the time. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. People like Rod Brindamore.
All right. Our last one we're going to get to today is from Ben Branscum. I'm going to close with a fun one. A couple here. What is your guilty pleasure movie? If you could fist fight one human of your choosing, who would it be? And what's one thing that has made you happy recently? Kelly, do you have a guilty pleasure movie?
Oh, I have so many. I'm going to say National Treasure.
Oh, that is good.
I love that movie so much.
I don't know if I agree with the premise of guilty pleasures because I don't feel bad about enjoying anything. If I enjoy something, I enjoy it and I don't feel bad about it.
No, I agree with that. What's yours?
Like
though?
I've been singing "Hot to Go" for months now.
Every
I
time
love
it comes on,
I'm just
Bill dances. Yeah.
dancing, watching the game.
It's a banger.
I guess for other I gotta go with like I don't know, like the Lethal Weapons because like anything with Mel Gibson. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, well, I still like this though. You know, like
Yeah.
that sort of thing more than like, oh, I'm embarrassed to like this. Like, no, I'm not.
I'm not really embarrassed to like National Treasure. I just feel like it's like a cheesy movie,
it's so ridiculous.
but I love it.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
So much. Okay.
If you could fist fight one human being of your choosing, who would it be?
I don't know if I'm capable of fist fighting. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's not even someone I hate. It would be just like, I would love to be in a men's league game or an alumni game or something and go up and say, Mr. Bialois, would you please fight me? Like, I would just love to see what would happen.
That for you.
Like, and I don't think he'd be one of those guys who'd be like, all right, kid, let's go. And it would be respectful. I think I'd go up to him and before I got it out of my mouth, he'd knock me out.
Probably.
But I don't know. I just think that would be awesome.
If someone punched me, I don't even know what I would do. I think I would just cry and run away. Like, I don't think I'm capable of fighting anyone. So my answer is nobody, which is a cop-out. I'll fight Charlie.
I would like to see that.
The two of us slapping each other. I don't think either of us could punch anyone.
What's one thing that has made you happy recently? Honestly, the thought of you two in a fist fight. Actually, going through, we're going to pick a winner for the keyword.
Okay.
And going through the DMs the last couple of weeks is these keywords. A lot of people also throw in like a nice note. I don't know if they think it's going to increase their chances. It won't. But I really, really appreciate the people who just reach out and are like you got that DM earlier that was really like, oh, you've been such a big part of like this or that. You helped me through my work day. You helped me through whatever. And I'm like, God, dude, wow, thank you. Like that stuff makes me really freaking happy to know that we're part of people's life.
Yes. That's a really good point. Like walking on the concourse in the Bell Center in Montreal, and a dude's like, hey, I know you. And I'm like, what? And then like he's wearing a PHLY shirt underneath his jacket. Like, and it was just like, what? Why? What is happening? And it's like so cool every time because like I'm like a terribly shy person. I can't talk to strangers, but when strangers talk to me, it makes me very happy. And I always end up having great conversations with them. And so like, it's super fun. Like you said, like just knowing that like people like us.
Yeah, it's really cool. Very much appreciate.
Always tell people that you like them. Like you remember you said something the other day, like always tell your friends that you like their shoes or their hats or whatever. Like always say a nice thing to people. You have no idea. It makes everyone's day every time.
All right. And before we pick today's winner, you got to get us to 200 likes. I see we're up over 100, and that is awesome. Thank you very much. I am counting on you once again to get us over the next milestone. Get us to 200 likes. Thanks. All right. Let's pick a winner before we have to go to overtime and then do the super chats and all that. Let's pick a winner from last night's post game. The keyword was hat trick for Tyson Forster and his first career hat trick. Pretty cool. He did it at the world's most famous train station. Let us pick a winner. Just mix them up a little bit here. Make sure I only have one in my hand. I do. Okay. And the winner is once again from Blue Sky. It is Widow X Saf. They have been on like every one of them. So I'm glad this is one of the people who won because that is a very familiar name that I've written down.
Love that.
So that is yet another winner. Of course, tune in to the post games that we have left. There's a keyword. I give it to you. You DM it to our Blue Sky or DM it to our Twitter, and I put all the names in a hat or in a bucket. I pick one. Boom, just like that. You have won a free PHLY Flyers t-shirt. I will be in touch in the DMs. And look at that. Head over to allphly.com now because we're going to overtime.
Buzzer.
Yeah, I get it. All right, what do we have left? Okay, let's do the Tankathon spin and then super chats. All right, let us do the Tankathon spin. We didn't do one last night. Or no, we did. The Flyers stayed at 5 last night. They're in that 5 hole. Boston is below them. They are tied in points percentage with Seattle, but Seattle has more regulation wins and more wins. So Flyers have that nice little tiebreaker
for
to
now.
Stay in the 5 hole. Brenna, spin that wheel. They fell
come
to
on.
6. Okay, well, I think we're getting all the bad spins out of the way.
Problem. Every time I'm here, it's bad.
The chances of moving down are your greatest chances.
I know.
Falling one spot in the lottery is the highest probability.
Who designed the system?
A jerk.
Yes.
Someone's like, you know what the problem is? It's tanking. Also, we need parity.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, I don't see how you're going to get it, but
No.
whatever. All right, let's hit the super chats.
111 likes, by the way.
Oh,
Nailed it.
111. Way to go, everybody. All right, lead it off with JH. Late question for the mail sack. Is PHLY throwing a going away party for sexy Aleksei? He's not invited. I wonder if the way this ends is just see ya. Like, go back to the K or we trade you.
If you ever want to come back here, guess where you're playing, bud?
Yeah. I really
Allentown.
wonder if, like, because you can't do this again. You can't carry 3 goalies all year. Maybe it's just best for everyone if they move on. All right. For J.E. Frucione, let's see. Bill, I would put the over-under on goals scored in the last 16 games of the season at 39.5, and you went under. I concurred. Last night put us at 38. Nothing like firing a coach to spark an offense.
What in the world?
Yeah, that was like, I think when they were getting shut out every game, they had those 3 shutouts in a row.
I think I remember this question, and I think we all said under.
And it's like, if you see the way they're playing right now, like last night on the broadcast, that like local Rangers broadcast, like, I can't believe, they get rid of Tortorella and it's really opened up the offense. Like, have you seen the way they're playing? They're not defending anybody.
No.
That's why they're scoring a ton. They also gave up 5. Like,
they had no business scoring all those goals yesterday anyway.
No, but it's just like they are not playing like a team that's trying to win. They're playing like a team that's like, let's score a bunch of goals, see what happens.
Yeah, have some fun out there.
Yeah, and honestly, you should at this point because what good is it? It's bad to win. So why not?
You should probably not.
All right, another one here from J.E. says, and for the record, I am squarely with Kelly on Tortorella. He's a highly overrated coach that crushes offenses. I'm so happy I won't have to hear the words Tort spoken anymore going forward. I think he served a purpose.
He has some skill as a leader. I just don't know that it's best used coaching a hockey team at this point. Like, he should probably be doing something else.
He wants to coach again. They said it last night on the broadcast.
God bless.
Yeah, we'll see.
Fun in New York, bud.
We'll see. That would be really funny. I think Buffalo is his most likely. That's his most likely, because like they're not rebuilding anymore, right?
He hated it here. What's gonna happen when he gets up there?
I mean, that is a team with a ton of unrealized potential, and that's what Tortorella uncovers. Like, that's his thing, right? He squeezes it out of you. Like, they're not rebuilding anymore. They just stink. Like, they're not trying to suck. They just do.
That's true.
Like, they have a bunch of guys who you think are pretty good, and somehow they're one of the worst teams in the East again, as Montreal is about to make the freaking playoffs. It's very odd. I think there's a good chance he ends up in Buffalo.
I mean, good for him.
All right. From Ben Branscum, thanks for helping me kill the last hours before a 4-day weekend, gang. Lots of love and take care. Enjoy that weekend.
Bye.
Charlie having a nice little time for himself, too.
Wow.
He's in Vegas for a bachelor party. This guy, we say he works so hard, and I'm starting to believe he's got us all fooled. He's doing like the Costanza. If you just act exasperated.
Yes. He's always walking around like, oh.
If you just act all exasperated, people think you're actually busy and stressed.
Oh my God.
And he's actually like, I'm in Vegas and these 2 fools are working.
He is doing a Costanza.
Maybe he is. Maybe we've had him all wrong. Dang it. All right, another one here from JH. JH says Kolosov and Fedotov need to go to a goalie farm upstate.
Lots of room to run around.
Lots of room to flop around for Fedotov.
Exactly.
He needs those high ceilings of like a big barn, Another one here. Is this the last one, Bren? From JH. Here's another fun question. Who's the biggest stoner on the team and why is it Bobby Brink?
Ooh. No, it's definitely... Oh, see, Farabee's gone, so it's not him. Who hung out with Farabee all the time? It's Tyson Forster.
Tyson Forster? Good question. I'm going to say Drysdale.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Him and Cam.
Or like an older guy, like Garnett Hathaway. Like,
I can see that too.
I smoked when it was illegal, kids. Like, oh yeah,
Edibles.
we had to get beasters
Nerd
from
alert.
Canada.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
was picking seeds out.
And,
You were a child.
That is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers, presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Just want to remind you to hit that like button. And while you're doing that, you might as well subscribe. We are off tomorrow. We have pre and post both Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Make sure you join us. Set the reminder bell so you never miss a live show. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers. And follow the podcast wherever you get those. Just search PHLY Flyers. I always look down before I say that, and I don't have that part written down. I'm just like, what do I say next? Oh, right. All right. Yeah, that's it. I am Bill. That is Kelly. We're off tomorrow. So until the weekend, roll on, Tank.
We all silly like the mayor.